Perfect time to do it. Perfect time to
Hello,
do it.
everyone. Welcome to the Boondlecast. We are completely unprepared.
No, go away. Go away. Go away. We're not. We're not doing it.
We are
We're
completely
not.
unprepared today. Like,
Welcome to the day late and dollar short Boondlecast.
yeah, no, we are not only late. We are not only late, but but since we are late, we are both completely unprepared.
Seems legit.
All
Seems
right.
legit. All right.
So we've got, just like the past two episodes, we've got this. We're gonna have this time to do a lot of just talking whatever's on our mind, and I feel like we should probably leave this to be pretty much a longer segment than normal because, again, there's a lot that we're not prepared for.
So Doodle. Let me ask you a questione.
Sure.
Um, are you familiar with the card game Magic the Gathering?
Yes, I am.
Um, well, they're currently doing spoilers for their upcoming set called Shadows over Innistrad. Ooh, spooky. Um, it's spooky things happening in the spooky setting. So obviously things are going to be very spooky, including a card literally named Thing in the Ice.
Well, I mean, Yu-Gi-Oh has a card called the Thing in the Crater, so I mean,
That is true. That is true. But most names in Magic the Gathering are a little bit more creative than that. Like, um, well, Descend upon the Sinful isn't exactly creative, but it just exiles everything. So it just gets rid of everything. So
Yu-Gi-Oh has done a couple of spoilers for theirs too. There's an entire Magician Girl archetype now, and it gives me this
let's
strange like. Okay, so since there's a lot of people who are probably gonna be watching this, I did my own card game back in like 2010, and there's an archetype in that deck there's an archetype in that game called the Fruity deck. And the Magician Girl archetype gives me a weird fruity vibe.
oh no.
They don't do a lot of bounce, but it's
That
just
that
the
that that,
theme of
that
everything.
that's not a good thing, by the way. Well,
It's the theme of it all. It's just it gives me this weird fruity vibe. I feel like Konami may have found my card game.
they may be going with a little bit of fruit scented. By the way, something very unusual. There are four planeswalkers here. What is going on? There are four planeswalkers. Wow. All right.
Also, something that I think our or at least my viewers are gonna enjoy. Um, Boone is actually joining me on this Saturday's episode of Crappy Cartoons.
Yes.
If we want to talk about that right now, or even like touch on it a little bit.
Nope. I'd prefer not to think about that abomination any more than I have to. But
Well,
that's okay. You.
that's I guess fine. But yeah, no, we've he's gonna
Let
join
me
me.
some more hilarious names in these spoilers. Let me see if I can find some more. Um, Harness the Storm, like, sort of makes reference to the old storm mechanic. And for those who don't know Magic, the storm mechanic was a mechanic where you a spell with storm, right? You made a copy of it for every spell you had previously cast in the turn. This mechanic was broken because you had spells that created mana and things were bad. Um, this one, it's the name of it is Harness the Storm, which is like, oh, you're harnessing lightning. That doesn't mean it's the storm mechanic. No, but basically when you cast a card from your hand, you can cast a card with the same name out of your graveyard. So that is in reference to the storm mechanic. Clearly, probably would get used in the storm deck. So it's
Yeah.
interesting.
see. Did you ever finish your commentary on your?
Shortly before this that we're doing now, I actually recorded the lines for it. So it'll probably be out either tomorrow or Saturday.
So yeah, head over to Boone's channel and watch that when it comes out.
Because I'm a lazy asshole, and also I was tearing apart furniture yesterday.
Why the fuck were you tearing apart furniture yesterday?
There was this giant desk in my room, right? It was this giant corner desk. The thing was falling apart, and the second we ever move it, it was going to fall apart. So we decided to, at the house to preempt that, if you will, by just going ahead and tearing apart the desk and replacing it with one that we already had. So I'm using a different desk that is smaller, but also not as dead.
That works.
Yeah.
So, should we go ahead and I guess dive into the stories then?
Sure. It doesn't feel like a whole lot has happened in the world of news, though.
No, not really. I have like 19 files in my Boondlecast folder, and 2 of them are like the charts, and then our little 5 for Blues Traveler.
Ah, okay.
So like that's like 17 stories. It's not bad, but it's just not what we had last time. So, alright. So, Pi Day was Monday.
Ah, yes.
I think. Was it Monday or was it Tuesday? Doesn't matter.
This is Monday. I'm pretty sure.
I mean, I can look back.
If you round up, it's Tuesday.
But yeah, no, yeah, okay, it was Monday.
Why would you round up, though? That's stupid.
It was Monday. And one thing that I have to actually mention is if you go on Twitter during Pi Day and type in Pi as P-I-E, you will get called out by a Twitter account called the Pi Day Police. It is great. I had that happen to me on had that happen to me Monday.
I am now going to Google a P-I-E, and it is Monday, January 23rd in 2017. So there is an actual other Pi Day.
All right. Okay, I guess it makes sense. But I mean, it was
to be called out.
It was still
also,
it was still funny, nevertheless.
And also, while we're on the subject, here's a picture of a pie with pie in it.
A pie-flavored pie? No fucking way.
Pie-flavored pie. Pie-flavored pie. There we go.
All right.
So there's that.
So anyway, I bring this up because one of the Billboard stories that we got is 7 pie songs that hit the Billboard Top 100 for Pi Day.
7 pie songs?
Yes.
Okay.
This is I saw this and I was just like, this is definitely going to actually be something we can talk about.
That's interesting.
Yeah. All right.
What,
so
songs that are like 3 minutes and 14 seconds long?
No, songs that are like pie. You'll understand when we get into it. So, Monday, March 14th, marks the annual celebration of Pi Day 3.14, a holiday celebrated worldwide by desert fiends and math nerds alike. In honor of this special occasion, Billboard has put together a list of some of our favorite songs that have charted on the Billboard.
No Billboard. Desert fiends have their own day. That's separate from this one.
Billboard has put together a list of some of our favorite songs that have charted on the Billboard Hot 100 and reference the pastry in chronological order. So we've got The Sherry's Pop 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 Pie, released in 1962 and reached number 35.
Wow.
We have Don McLean's American Pie, #1 in
Of
1972.
fucking course. Because they think the dessert is part of the holiday.
Oh yeah, no, this is the joke, I guess. But Billy Crash Craddock, Easy as Pie, #54 in 1976.
Mm-hmm.
One Way's Cutie Pie, #61 in 1982.
I would like to see. Hang on. Can we get somebody to write a song called "Cutie Pie" where they're talking about someone being cute as the number, being as cute as the number pi, including the line "You're so irrational."
I don't know. You do that. You do that. You do music.
Maybe. I might do it. I might do it.
Anyway, Warrant Cherry Pie, #10 in 1990.
Of
fucking course.
Of fucking course.
Domino Sweet Potato Pie, #27 in 1994.
Who the fuck would eat a potato pie?
You've never had sweet potato pie?
I haven't had sweet potato pie now.
Dude, I thought you lived in Alabama.
Yeah, and I've never had sweet potato pie. I've had sweet potatoes, but not sweet potato pie.
That shit is amazing.
I've never seen anyone put sweet potatoes in a pie.
That shit's amazing. I have it every Thanksgiving. It's great. It's amazing. You need to get on that. Anyway, and finally, American Pie by Madonna, 29 in 2000. So
that's a cover. That doesn't even count either way. That is literally a cover song.
American Pie reached twice on this list.
That doesn't count. I demand a revote. I demand strike it from the record. Giant Gonzalez didn't lose to The Undertaker. It was a disqualification. Strike it from the record. Everything is a lie. Everything is a lie.
Black is white, up is down, and short is long. Oh, boy.
Get my fucking soda.
Oh. So yeah.
Alright.
That's a thing.
Hulk Hogan is not Mr. America.
Alright. So I'm just gonna.
Some people won't get that joke. Some people will get that joke.
I'm just gonna go down the list. So we're basically doing all of these stories in alphabetical order, just because.
Alright.
So there's not gonna be any segues like there was in the last one. No amazing segues.
Speaking of news stories.
Anyway, 2 weeks ago we touched on a really irrelevant celebrity. We did actually a couple irrelevant celebrities, but that's not the point. Specifically of one Aaron Carter who supported Donald Trump. Mm-hmm. Well, recently, Monday, he actually clarified his Donald Trump support with the following. I support Donald Trump. I don't support every little thing. Trump goes his own way. He's a leader, not a follower, and he's proven that by humbling the other campaigns. Carter disagrees with certain aspects of Trump's platform, like banning gay marriage, and he thinks that building a wall is totally outrageous. This happens to be the first time Carter's ever really engaged in politics, he said. I haven't even made my vote. If Trump can't change some of his ways of thinking, then I'm gonna have to just sit this one out. Carter expressed how he personally relates Trump's Make America Great Again sloganeering. There have been a lot of things I don't understand about my story, Carter said, so I just kind of find myself being able to relate. I like what he's doing for taxes for the people, and I like what he's focused on. Like, let's worry about our deficit right now, and about our country, and about how we can actually make it great again. He's proving that sometimes you just have to file for bankruptcy and rebuild. I can relate. I've been through it. So...
So, in other words, he heard us talking shit about him on the podcast, and he decided, he's like, whoa, 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 wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hang on, I didn't mean it like that.
I don't know. I don't know if. This channel's popular, but it's not that popular. Jeez.
No,
It'd be
no,
kind of
no.
interesting,
Aaron
though.
Carter, Aaron Carter. If it, we know you're listening at this point. It's okay. We get it. You're allowed to support whoever
Yeah.
you want to support, and we're still gonna make fun of you for it.
Yeah,
Okay?
no, yeah, you can support whoever we want. You have the right to support whoever. That is kind of how our country goes. But we have every
Yeah.
right to mock you for it.
Yeah, we're going to mock you. We're also going to mock you for backpedaling.
I mean, but yeah, no, go ahead, support Trump. Do whatever. It's stupid, but go ahead. Um.
Sure.
Okay. So
Be
back
your own woman.
back to 2 weeks ago. Um. We touched on the fact that Charlie Puth is the cancer of the music industry, and I think both Boone and I, like, this is just what we think here.
Yeah.
It's just Charlie Puth is cancer of music. Well, what happens when cancer attacks a wax figurine? Charlie Puth says fuck you to Justin Bieber, says sorry, deletes apology.
Well, I am now in full support of everything that Justin Bieber does.
Chalk it up to
okay, that might be a little bit of a stretch.
Chalk it up to a rookie error. Charlie Puth has directed a fuck you to Justin Bieber before reacting to it on social media, then deleting it. Puth yelled the profanity Bieber's way while performing his song We Don't Talk Anymore during a concert last Friday in Dallas. We Don't Talk Anymore, lifted from Puth's debut album 9-Track Mind, features Bieber's ex Selena Gomez on the studio recording. Puth later took to Twitter to clear up his little joke. Hey everyone, I feel like I just need to clear something up. What I said at the concert last night about Justin was meant to be as a joke. He also assured that he was a massive Bieber fan and that he has nothing but great things to say about him and his music always. Those tweets have since been deleted from but US Weekly saved them for posterity. So, how many jokes can we put here? Like, I mean, the first thing that I thought when I saw this story was, oh my god, it's a wussy fight. It's a pussy fight. It's great.
You know, that's just it. We could do so many jokes, but here's the thing. All we would be doing is keeping Charlie Puth relevant. That's all we'd be doing, so it's not even worth it.
Charlie Puth, unfortunately, is relevant. Unfortunately.
Yeah, but we should be doing everything in our power to stop it. To stop stop the madness. Stop these kids.
Speaking of artists who've had their careers destroyed because Charlie Puth, we will actually be talking about Meghan Trainor later. Just spoiler alert.
Yes, we will. Spoilers. Spoilers for the charts. Sorry, you haven't looked at the charts yet. It's Thursday. What are you fucking doing?
I know, right? All right. Now, here's a person who I wish was more relevant, but they're not. Deadmau5. Deadmau5 gets Beats 1 radio show.
Oh, nice.
So Deadmau5 is coming to Apple Music Beats 1 for a regular radio program broadcasting this Friday, so tomorrow. Deadmau5 joins Beat 1's already stacked bill of celebrity radio shows that includes DJ Khaled, Elton John, A-Track, Charlie XCX, and more. His program will be titled Mousetrap Presents, and will most likely have a similar format to Skrillex's Osla radio show, also on Beats 1. So, I don't know about you, but I kind of want to...
Skrillex was the one ripping off Deadmau5. I thought, that's weird. Like,
well,
that's an old EDM joke.
Yeah, I know. But no, this is said to be most likely. But I mean, I don't know about you. I like I like listening to some Dead Mouse's stuff. I've got a friend who really looks up to him, and he sends me a lot of his podcasts, or not really podcasts and stuff, but like his live streams and stuff. And sometimes I like to watch them. So I am very interested in seeing what he's gonna do with that. So, oh, speaking of Dead Mouse, actually, there's a story here that we can go ahead and cover. Um, do you want to? Like,
Sure, sure,
alright.
sure.
Dead Mouse threatens to troll Ultra Music Festival with black metal set.
Do it! Do it!
Fucking
Oh
do it,
God,
Dead Mouse! Do it!
please do it!
Oh my
Please
God,
do it.
Dead Mouse is ultimate music troll. Like he definitely he's gotta do this.
He's gotta do it. You gotta do it. You gotta do it.
Please, please do this. Give us something to talk about in 2 weeks, please.
Even better if he says he's gonna do like black metal, and then he plays Tiny Tim the entire time.
Fucking amazing. Yeah.
Like, that's just it. The double swerve. The double
Please,
swerve.
please, Dead Mouse, do this. Give us something all to laugh about in like 2 years and stuff. Please, just do this.
Is that what the next podcast is? 2 years from now?
No. But I mean, it's something to look back at and laugh if he actually does it. Just like,
Oh yeah, totally. It should happen.
I'm trying to remember what, like, didn't Dead Mouse do like a parody, like a parody song like for dubstep? Like he knocked off dubstep and then kind of used dog noises or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Something along those
Look,
lines. It may not have been
keep
dog
in mind,
noises.
Dead Mouse is one of the progenitors of dubstep.
Unfortunately for him, because he's even gone on record saying he does not like dubstep.
I guess he doesn't like, dubstep as it is, as opposed to.
Oh, you mean like Hobson? Like in the Funk Volume Records?
Yeah.
Which
like,
is something that
I guess he.
something
I
we're
guess
not
he's
gonna
like,
talk about?
the sound can be used effectively, but it doesn't need to be the only sound. Which, yeah.
I don't know why we're not going to talk about the Funk Volume thing. Billboard, why aren't you covering this kind of stuff? This is actual news, like newsworthy stuff, and you're not going to cover Hobson.
They're too
I don't
busy
think.
talking about pie songs.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Fucking 7 pies. Billboard, get your shit together.
Pie songs. Fuck you, Billboard. Fuck you.
Alright, so we've got Foxy Brown.
Wow! Pulling the names out of everywhere now.
Foxy Brown blast false report. I am in no way endorsing Trump. Foxy Brown wants it to be known she is not endorsing Donald Trump, but she does have a profound respect for Hillary Clinton and admiration for Bernie Sanders. The rapper shared a message on Instagram in which she snuffed out a report published in the New York Daily News which suggested she was a fan of Trump, and that her next release could be a tribute to the Republican candidate. Brown wrote, "I am in no way endorsing Trump," and said her words have been misconstrued. What I said verbatim is that Trump had tenacity. Much like I said Hillary Clinton, I love dearly, and Bernie Sanders I absolutely adore. Brown, who votes Democrat, and had been trending on Twitter after the report went online, had a dig at the media which, per usual, sensationalizes everything, she wrote. The original report quoted Brown...
Sensationalizes, you mean?
Thank you. The original report quoted Brown as having this to say on Trump: "No matter how many people sabotage his campaign, it keeps growing and growing and growing." And I know so many people won't agree with me, and will try to change my mind, but I'm a smart girl. I'm excited. I haven't been this excited in so long. I know people say he's a racist, but that's just crazy. Brown also gave a shout out to Brooklyn Borough President Eric Adams, who earlier awarded the artist the key to the city, a historic honor in her words. The Dispute article, however, didn't go deep into Brown's plans to record a follow-up album to 2001's Broken Silence. So, yeah, Foxy Brown. Where does that name sound familiar?
She's a rapper.
I know. It's like, but has like, I don't know. I don't know. It's good for her that she actually calls out the New York Daily News. It's good that she's calling them out, but it's just weird to become relevant in that sort of way.
Yeah.
DJ fined for playing Fuck the Police in Massachusetts bar.
Oh.
All
Wait.
right.
Are we still getting on to people for fuck the police?
I'm guessing so. Let's read the story.
In 2016. In 2016.
Yep. A DJ in Westfield, Massachusetts has been charged with disorderly conduct for playing NWA's classic Fuck the Police at a bar last year while law enforcement worked to clear the venue. On Friday, he was found responsible and ordered to pay a $50 fine. The incident occurred in October, as Mass Live reports. While police worked to shut down a party with over 350 people at the 160-person capacity Shenanigans pub. I believe at the time the combination of alcohol, the excessive amount of people in the bar, and the song that the DJ chose to play at the time was an intentional act by the DJ to incite the crowd, which showed a reckless disregard for public safety. Officer Juanita Mejias? Fuck it. Wrote in her report of the episode. Kashawn Harris, 25, who goes by DJ Boogie, is an alumnus of Westfield State University and has been invited to DJ at the homecoming weekend party. He typically performs at weddings, college events, and club parties, and he denies the allegations against him. I had no intention of inciting a riot, Harris told Mass Life. It was just college kids having fun. For them to even think I was trying to start riots was frustrating for me. That's not my kind of background. That's not where I come from. According to the police report, officers found it difficult to clear the bar at first due to the loud music, and when they asked Harris to turn it off, that's when he played the part of Fuck the Police before finally shutting things down. So, I don't know. This is kind of an interesting story. Just the fact that, for one, yeah, as you said, we're still getting on people for Fuck the Police. But, like, I don't know. It's kind of a... I'm not sure who's in the right or who's in the wrong here. What do you think? Boone?
I'm not sure. I wasn't paying enough attention.
Well, okay, basically, guy plays Fuck the Police at a bar, bunch of drunk people.
Mm-hmm.
Police think he was trying to incite a riot. He said that that's not what he was trying to do. But when the officers found it difficult to clear a bar at first due to the loud music, and when they asked Harris to turn it off, that's when he played the part of Fuck the Police before finally shutting things down. So, I don't know. I wouldn't know who's in the right or who's in the wrong there.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to say.
But it's still an interesting story, the fact, as again, you said, we're still getting on people for Fuck the Police in 2016. Like, that song came out in the 90s? 80s, maybe? Like...
Yeah, in, like, the early 90s. Like, over 20 years later, we're getting on to somebody over Fuck the Police.
It came out in 1988. So late 80s. Like, seriously. Guys, get over it. It's a song. Whatever.
It is music. calm thy tits.
All right. Speaking of things that should be irrelevant, I actually have a segue this time. Speaking of things that should be irrelevant, get your first look at Silento's K-pop collaboration, Spotlight, with Punch exclusive video trailer. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Why? Silento, why? Why are you still around? Nothing?
Why is the news portion, like, half the time depressing? I swear. It's so fucking depressing. Why do we even do it? Like...
Just the fact that Silento's still relevant is depressing. That's great. I just find it aggravating. You find it depressing. Oh boy, oh boy. Yeah, no. I'm just gonna leave that at that. Kanye West will join Instagram under one condition.
What is that condition, Doodle?
Alright. Kanye West may have his hands full with Twitter, but the Life of Pablo rapper shared that he is considering an Instagram account. But only under one condition. No one can ask me or try to tell me what to Instagram. It's my art, he wrote, before referencing his main social media platform. My tweets are a form of contemporary art and are only compromised by people trying to tell me what to tweet and what not to tweet. On artists trying to grab the paintbrush.
Tweeting as an art form? Okay, Instagram, I can kind of see that because, you know, you post the pictures and you can do that as art. But tweets!
I'm just gonna...
You know what? Let's look at Kanye West's Twitter let me just look at Kanye West's Twitter real quick to see some of this contemporary art, because fuck this dude. Like, for... How pretentious can you be to call 140 fucking characters?
I'm just, I tweeted something at you.
Yes, absolutely. 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 Absolutely.
Tweets are an art form, right? Alright. You know, let's see this contemporary art that is Kanye West's. Ginger salad.
Ginger salad. It's contemporary art.
Let's see. Like,
Fixing Wolves Today worked on it for 3 weeks. Life of Pablo is living, breathing, changing creative expression.
Utah
has
eliminated homelessness by 91%.
Non-artists trying to grab the paintbrush. My tweets are
no, that's... Yeah, no, that's where he says that. Let's see. Such contemporary art as I Believe in Us. I think human beings can create a utopia. I care about people.
What do you mean by at Justin Bieber was my favorite song of 2015?
The one below that. Mood, with a picture of him and, I'm guessing that's Kim Kardashian, more than likely. I don't fucking know who else.
No more fashion calendar. I'm going Mad Max. 6 collections a year, 3 albums a year.
So, yeah, no, it's not art, Kanye. Get the fuck over yourself.
What do you mean by Justin Bieber is my favorite song of 2015?
Are you retweeting that shit? Please tell me you're retweeting that shit. Because I know I am. I'm fucking retweeting that. Calm down, dude.
Orphan of the Moon, Super Hyper Dude, and Ryan Rhino Mills have joined our Twitter art.
Yep. Oh boy, fuck yes. Fuck to the yes. This is a great podcast. I think even though we are unprepared, this is the best one.
The best ever. We have like a minute straight of me laughing over Kanye West. Like,
what do you mean at Justin Bieber is my favorite song of 2015? Oh boy. So, this is a really bad, a really bad news story to go to after that's such brilliance. But Keith Emerson, have you heard what happened to him?
No.
He died.
Well, based on the fact that you said what happened, I guess that was most likely the case.
Yeah. He died at age 71 in Santa Monica. And most people are like, and they've kind of just ruled it a suicide.
Oh.
A self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head. So, suicide.
That's always incredibly bad.
Yeah. For those who don't know who Keith Emerson is, wait, first, you know.
Yeah.
Alright. So, basically, for those who don't know who Keith Emerson is, he was pretty big within the 70s.
For those who know, who have heard of the band Emerson, Lake and Palmer, he was Emerson.
Pretty much, yeah. He really big in the 70s, but that's really as far as I know of him. Like, I know he was a keyboardist. I know some of his songs. I know, like, Lucky Man. I Believe in Father Christmas. Still You Turns Me On. I know those. It's just, you know, probably his more known songs, of course. But yeah, no, it's... So we went from a really good story to a really sad story, and it's bad when when things become ruled as suicide. Like the last time we covered a death, I think it was just old age. Like it was natural causes, but no, that's pretty fucking terrible. On that note, on the note of death, LL Cool J has put a death to his career. LL Cool J retires from music via Twitter, only to unretire and announce a new album.
That was faster than Jay-Z! Like, if any fucking one were to retire and unretire from music faster than Jay-Z, would have been LL Cool J.
No, okay, so after going on a now-deleted Twitter rant, LL Cool J announced Monday, March 14th, that he was retiring from music. Only to then unretire and announce a new album. Today, I have officially retired from music, he initially wrote. Thank you for the love. However, just before 8 p.m. Eastern Time, the rapper came back on Twitter and announced that he is officially coming out of retirement and is starting a new album. Given LL Cool J's propensity to tweet then delete today, it is unclear whether the rapper is actually heading to the studio to record an album, but if so, he promises to massacre the rap game.
I swear, like the retiring from rap and then coming out of retirement was like was probably a total troll. Like,
whatever it was, I'm glad he did it because it again opens up for many jokes that I don't think we have time to go into.
yeah, because we're already, holy crap, we're already on a lot of time.
40
Or decent.
minutes.
Yeah.
We've actually made 17 stories last that long, and we're not even done.
Whoa.
So yeah, no, we made them last. We made them last.
Yeah.
Although partially I blame Kanye West.
Hey, his art, man. His art is just fantastic.
All right. Speaking of artists that I'm surprised are not out of retirement, or no, that aren't in retirement yet, Madonna responds to claims she was high or drunk on stage and blames sexism. Alright, I'm just gonna let that sink in before I read the story. Now, while a lot has not gone on this past week, it's certainly hilarious.
Go on.
Madonna has responded to reports claiming she performed while under the influence of drugs and alcohol during a recent concert in Australia. Too bad people don't know the art of acting or playing a character, she wrote on Instagram, adding, I could never do any of my shows high or drunk. The Australian leg of Madonna's Rebel Heart tour had an unusual start. A cabaret-style free warm-up show at Melbourne's Forum Theatre on March 10th, which she was billed out a fusion of music, art, and comedy. Through the concert was met with mixed reviews. Fans also complained about the show's late start, a 2-hour performance finished at 2:50 a.m., well beyond the venue's curfew of 2 a.m., the Sydney Morning Herald reported. As if to signal an immediate meltdown, TMZ posted a video from Melbourne's Rod Laver arena 2 days later, which Madonna appeared to be guzzling booze and falling off a tricycle. The Daily Mail went further, describing her appearance as chaotic and claiming she'd suffer another onstage meltdown. Radar Online shared its own theory her bizarre behavior may be due to a part of prescription medication. Now, if that wasn't funny enough, the Queen of Pop's retort blames sexism and misogyny for the worst of the criticism. We are still treated like heretics if we step out of line and think outside the box, Madonna wrote. Madonna and ex-husband Guy Ritchie are currently embroiled in a custody battle over their son Rocco. On March 5th, Madonna dedicated a song to the 15-year-old during a concert in New Zealand. So, yeah. Madonna.
Sexism and misogyny for people saying that you're drinking too much. Good job.
Madonna, I think, might be going down the path of Britney Spears again. Alright. Now, I don't know how much you're into the metal scene. I actually imagine you're quite into metal.
I am at the very least decently into metal, yeah.
Alright. So, that's good. I'm not gonna read this. I'm not gonna read the headline, because that's gonna give away everything.
Mm-hmm.
Over the weekend, a website by the name of Heavier Metal shared a story about Slipknot's Corey Taylor performing without his mask due to theft. The article was then picked up by Facebook as a real news story in its trending topics section. Fans at Slipknot, Albuquerque, New Mexico show were very surprised to see an unmasked Corey Taylor to take stage during the band's performance last night. The story began. This is the first time in the band's history that Taylor, or any other Slipknot member, has performed without a mask. But this wasn't about making history. Instead, Taylor was forced to take stage without his mask for a very unsettling reason. After being picked up as a believable news story, Heavier Metal had to amend the story to an editor's note that reads, Facebook has sourced this story as a real news in a trending topic. For those of you who cannot tell, this website is completely filled with satire stories. We enjoy making the metal community laugh, but please don't take our content seriously. Yeah.
Yeah. Never mind the fact that if anybody actually were to perform unmasked in Slipknot, it would be Corey Taylor, considering he has outside of Slipknot.
Has he?
Yes,
Hmm.
yes. The band Stone Sour solo work. Like the band Stone Sour doesn't wear masks. None of them
Interesting.
wear masks. Yeah, so Corey, so I think part of the joke is possibly, I think the joke is supposed to be that Corey got confused and thought he was at a different show. Like, so he forgot to wear the mask. Or no, the joke is that somebody stole his mask,
Yeah.
which I didn't find that funny, but
Well, maybe there's something that more notable metalheads can probably point out.
yeah, I'm sure it's funnier to other people than it is to me.
I mean, I found the story entertaining not because of the joke itself, but because Facebook picked it up as a real story. And I use Facebook.
All the time. They do it with the Onion all the time, all the
Yeah,
fucking
no,
time.
that's what I'm saying. You know, I use Facebook a lot, and I laugh every time I see a fake news story being passed off as a real one. I love point.
That's the thing. That's the thing about it is that oftentimes with the Onion and I guess with this site too, the story, which is probably why they went with it with doing the story this way, they make the story just believable enough to potentially be real, but it is a satire site, so
Yeah, it's not like the National Enquirer or uh. Actually, I can only think of the National Enquirer for whatever reason. I know that there's another one out there, but no. I remember reading a story on Facebook that someone was just like, "No way, is this real?" Where they were basically talking about Dr. Dre actually getting a doctorate. And I was just sitting there pointing and laughing, going, "Ah, you're a fucking moron. You fell for this." So no, that's why I found the story.
not
That's
like
why
I
I
would
found the story.
myself if I ever fell for one of these, but I'm like,
Oh no, yeah, no, when I fall for fake stories like that, I always laugh at myself when I find out that they're fake. I feel embarrassed, of course, but I always laugh at myself in the end. Now,
yeah.
we got on politics earlier this show, and I probably should have like immediately segued into this, but I didn't because we've got another politics story.
Oh joy.
Michelle Obama taps Missy Elliott, Zendaya, Kelly Rowland, Kelly Clarkson, Janelle Monáe, and more on This Is For My Girls. Michelle Obama enlists some of music's finest for an all-star girl power anthem called This Is For My Girls, including all of those of which I just mentioned. The mega collaboration was also penned by esteemed songwriter Diane Warren per wrap-up. This Is For My Girls rounds up the powerhouse vocalist for the Obama administration's Let Girls Learn initiative and the White House's 62 Million Girls campaign, which aims to help more than 62 million girls around the world complete their education. The jazzy track also arrives less than a day before the First Lady touches down in Austin for SSW 2016 for her keynote, a panel featuring Diane Warren, Missy Elliott, and Sophia Bush that will be moderated by Queen Latifah. The discussion will be streamed live on Wednesday, yesterday, at 10:30 a.m. Central Time.
Huh.
So I guess the song is already out. I haven't heard it.
I suppose so. You know, a lot of times these charity songs end up being kind of how should
We
I
are the world. We are.
put this? Scams?
Yeah. Yeah. Do they
Uh,
know it's Christmas time. The one thing that bugs me about those two songs in particular, We Are the World and Do They Know It's Christmas, the charity version of it. The one thing that bugs me about both of those songs is just how fucking self-centered they are, and I'm guessing This Is For My Girls is going to be the exact same fucking way.
it could be, but at the same time, keep in mind this is in an initiative that is essentially sort of a
well,
campaign
no,
being.
the song itself is what I mean. Like, no, the charity is fine. I'm not
Yeah.
worried about the charity. I'm talking about the song itself. It's going to be
In a lot of
self-centered.
in a lot of in well, I'm saying this is probably one of the few cases where the charity is going to be legitimate. Um,
Oh no, yeah, no, the charity's fine. I'm not talking about the charity.
I'm
I'm
not
just
gonna
talking.
give two shits about the song. No one ever gives two shits about the song.
20. This is 25 for Heidi. People cared about that one. People also cared about the Band-Aid thing with what's his face?
Did they really though? Did they really care about? Did they really care
Yes.
about the song though? Did they really
Yes.
care about the song?
Yes. Especially
If they
the
song, it
Bono.
would
There
have
we
been.
go. Bono. The Do They Know It's Christmas Bono version. Or is Bono in Band-Aid? I don't fucking remember.
Anyway, let's move on because this is subject matter that where it's like, I think that this one is more legitimate than the others. Let's just put it that way. Is more likely to be legitimate because. Don't get me wrong, it'd be stupid too, but.
So, okay, we all know by now that REM kind of disbanded. We all know this. This happened years ago. But they finally came out as to why.
Okay.
So, when REM broke up in 2011, guitarist Peter Buck stayed quiet about the split. It wasn't that the decision he made with the bandmate singer Michael Stipe and bassist Mike Mills was something that he had reservations about. Rather, it was the opposite. He was just sick and tired of the music industry and didn't want to engage with it anymore at all. At this time, Buck made a list counting everything he hated about music business during REM's 31-year career, running 5 pages in all. He told Rolling Stone in a new interview, it contained everything except writing songs, playing songs, and recording them, he said. It was the money, the politics, having to meet new people 24 hours a day, not being in charge of my own decisions. I hate the business, and I didn't want to have anything to do with it. Buck described that the band's decisions about breaking up was incredibly calm moments, saying, I like the fact that we walked away from it, and we're not bad-mouthing each other, we're not suing each other. There had been a sense moving forward since 2008 that the band was wrapping up, he said, but it was while working on 2011's collapse into now that the decision was finalized. We hadn't made an announcement or anything, he said. We got together, and Michael said, I think you guys will understand. I need to be away from this for a long time, and said, how about forever? Michael then looked at Mike, and Mike said, sounds right to me. And that's how it was decided. It wasn't that the band had felt like it stopped creating good music, Buck went on. It was more simply they were growing tired of everything that went along with being in REM. We felt like we made a great last record, he said. The last 2 records we made, I'm really proud of them. Accelerate is in my top 5, but we got to the point where we just wanted to go our own ways. We didn't want to keep doing 20-year-old songs. One thing you might notice about the 3 of us, none of us has done anything to put us into the public eye. We do stuff, but we haven't gone on to talk shows, done reality TV, or put together a supergroup. Collapse Into Now was our last record with a major label, and I never want to be on a major label again. At 59, Buck was still as active in music, but only now he's working mostly out of the limelight. He releases eccentric vinyl-only solo albums on small Portland, Oregon independent label Mississippi Records. He plays in bands including -5 with late-era REM guitarist Scott McCaughey, and as well as a new project with Sleater Kinney's Corin Tucker called Filthy Friends, and recently co-produced Jayhawk's new album Paging Mr. Proust. In January, he's hosted his 5th annual Todos Santos Music Festival in Baja California, Mexico, where he has a house. I'm really proud of the fact REM ended in 2011, and with And with the details we stated in 1980, he said, I'm really proud of the body of the work, and there's a couple of records that aren't great, but there's a couple of Bob Dylan records that aren't great either. So,
Yeah, I feel like if the band felt like they didn't want to do it anymore, then I think that's perfectly fine, and I really like it better than just an implosion happening, because
I
that would
I
be.
I agree, and good on them. Good luck with future stuff, basically. Like, I really hope that they keep doing good things. Even if they're not going to be in the music business, I do hope that they still do good things.
Yeah,
Because Rim was an awesome band, and as he said, they didn't do anything to put themselves into the public eye.
yeah, not
Which,
for real.
so, I mean, yeah, no, good on them. I was just happy that they actually. I just wanted to cover this story because I'm just happy that they actually
Yeah,
put out why they stopped. Because it's been, again, years since they stopped, and no one knew why.
yeah. It's good to finally have the closure of knowing why everything ended.
Yep. And where one book closes, another one opens. Univision's Euphoria app now picks music based on your mood. I'm not sure how that works, but Euphoria, Univision's music app, has expanded its menu of options to include more than 25 stations cataloged by moods. The new stations, bearing names like Relaxed, Inconsociable, and Sensual, join the more than 65 Univision radio stations that Euphoria listeners can listen to
Yeah,
live, plus additional specialty stations.
I know how that works. Generally, they just have lists of songs, essentially, that fit that mood, I guess. But yeah.
I've never used the Euphoria app. It sounds like it's been around a while.
I haven't used it either, but I've seen like similar playlists on Spotify based on mood. But
Mm. Well,
and sometimes there are songs where I literally just go, "Why is this on here?"
yeah, you're just listening to calm, relaxing music, and then suddenly, Through the Fire and Flames comes on.
It's not
Yeah.
that extreme, but sure. That's some Dead Mouse levels of
Trolling.
full circle.
Uh,
We're not even at the end of the podcast yet, and we're already coming full circle.
yep. All right, we got 3 more stories, and then we can do our musical opinions thing. So,
Yep.
um, Daughtry's still a thing.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Chris Daughtry will portray Judas this Sunday in The Passion on Fox. But that's not the main part of this story. Daughtry is lighting a fire under the band's new single, the band's new single, Torches, with the release of a new video. Intersped the concert footage, backstage fun, time in the studio, and posing for pictures with fans, leader Chris Daughtry sings the song atop a mountain bathed in sunlight as he delivers the song's uplifting message of spreading positivity. The fact that I get to wake up and play music for a living is just mind-blowing, Daughtry shares in one of his several voiceovers throughout the clip. We've done things I've never expected, he muses later. We've traveled to...
Wait. Why does the description of that music video remind me of Creed's With Arms Wide Open?
Probably because it might be inspired by it.
Probably because they're probably the same music video. With arms wide open under the sunlight.
Daughtry, I'm gonna be honest here. No one that had anything to do with American Idol has ever gone on to do amazing things years later. Like American Idol.
A year later, sure. Years later, No.
Yeah, no, not at all. It's like, why are you still around?
Even Kelly Clarkson started going out, which, spoiler warning, we're going to talk about Kelly Clarkson later. But
Oh yeah, we are.
yeah.
I almost forgot that was a thing.
Yeah. And it all
Yeah.
comes full circle.
Yeah, no, Kelly Clarkson, I think, is the one exception to that rule. She has gone on to do a lot of things and has become mainstream again.
That's just that she is the exception that is probably part of the reason that rule exists.
Yeah, no, there is an exception to every rule, and Daughtry, I'm sorry, you are not that exception. And
No.
may God strike me down, whatever God you believe in, but may God strike me down if you ever actually become relevant again. I'm not even religious, and I'm saying that.
Let's move on. Speaking of
Whatever.
things,
No, this one's completely unrelated. Wicked. This has something to do with Broadway, which means it's my territory. Wicked reaches 1 billion mark on Broadway. Holy fucking crap!
that's a lot.
There are only two people who have two musicals who have ever reached 1 billion. The Lion King and The Phantom of the Opera. Good on you, Wicked. Good on you. Like,
good for them. I think I've heard of that musical, but I haven't actually listened to anything. Unlike my favorite musical of last year, Hamilton.
Well, Wicked has been around. Wicked has been around since 2003.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, it is it is said to be one of the better Broadway musicals out there. It's basically I guess you could kind of consider it a fan fiction of Wizard of Oz. Kinda, in a way.
It's sort of derived from Wizard of Oz a bit, which is perfectly fine.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's very much. It's like a. I think it's supposed to be a prequel. Like when I watched it, I get the idea that it's supposed to be a prequel of Wizard of Oz. But it's like it still kind of has that fan ficky feel to it, which isn't bad. But I mean,
depending on who you ask, of course. But
yeah,
you know.
But I mean, but it's just with the all-star cast that they, well, not really all-star, but all-star Broadway cast that they have. Take that as you will. With songs as memorable as "Defying Gravity" and "No Good Deed Goes Unpunished," you know, with memorable songs like that, memorable characters. It's good to know that it's finally getting the recognition of reaching 1 billion in theatrical blockbuster. That is good. That is good to know. Anyway, and finally, will.i.am joins George Lucas's Skywalker sound backing new audio technology. will.i.am.
I know what will.i.am is going to do with that new technology. Make the same exact beat over and over again and put the same exact lyrics over it, probably in a slightly different order, and then go find some blonde person.
Well, I mean, to be fair, this is kind of a story that, you know, it does suit will.i.am. After all, he is really big on technology. You can tell will.i.am is a big.
He's super big on technology. He loves it when new technology relating to music comes out.
Yeah, no, and I expect to, like, anytime there's going to be anything tech related in music, I always expect will.i.am to be part of it.
Oh yeah, totally. Because the thing about will.i.am, say what you want about his inability to come up with different musical
Well, he used to
sort
be
of
able to.
He used to be able to, yeah, don't get me wrong. But with his recent inability, he loves seeing the new stuff come out. He loves seeing what's new in music.
Well, I remember they did a song like a few. I don't know if it was last year or the year before, but they did a song recently that was actually really good. I'm trying to look for it again, but they had like a song that they went back and looked at a bunch of old songs and then kind of did stuff with it. It was really cool.
Huh.
Was it I Remember or something like that?
Yeah, will.i.am is very capable of doing good things, but you know.
I don't remember what that song is called. That's gonna bug me until we end this, but we can go on to oh, I Remember When, I think. Hold on. Is this it? Yesterday. That's what it's called. Black Eyed Peas Yesterday. Like, after the show, you can look that up. That's actually a really good song. Didn't get enough credit, or didn't get the credibility it deserved. Sad.
I believe now we can go on to the shirts. The shirts.
Yep.
You know,
Either the charts or the Blues Traveler 5. Whichever.
let's do the shirts.
Alright. So are we gonna start from bottom up or up to down?
Bottom up.
Bottom up? Okay. So starting with Exchange. To anyone who says Bryson needs to get with Drake and The Weeknd to do a song must not know what a sedative is.
Yeah.
Bryson is completely stale with the way he sings, and it's almost a cure for insomnia on its own. I can barely pay attention to what he's saying, and that's only good if you want white noise to sleep to.
I do feel like a lot of rappers put out the worst thing possible first, so that the rest of their stuff that's just kind of okay sounds better. And I feel like that's what's happened with Bryson Tiller. It sounds so much better than Don't, but it's still not good. You know?
No, like, I just, as I said, it's everything I hate about the hip-hop genre. And I guess to those who are new to listening to this, it's basically the fucking mood to modern hip-hop. It's just, it sucks nowadays, which is why I welcome Fetty Wap.
And hey, speaking of rappers that put you, and speaking of people putting you to sleep, Chris Brown has a new song called Back to Sleep.
Fuck! I didn't listen to that one. I missed that one. God damn it.
Okay, I listened to it, but I'll be honest, I could care two shits about the song. I'm pretty sure it was incredibly bland because I don't remember it. But the music video is a direct continuation of the music video to Find by Me, which, as you know, involves a martial arts fight. Well, really
Why?
a series of arts fights with mutants.
Why?
First of all, you don't need context when you throw kung fu mutants at us. And like amazingly choreographed martial arts. Like you don't need context for that. But then I'm like, okay, we're going somewhere with that, right? Because there's clearly sort of a to be continued vibe with that. Oh, he's going to a different girl's house now than the one he previously went to in a previous video. And sex.
Yeah.
Okay.
If it's anything like These Hoes Ain't Loyal, it's yeah.
It's
whatever.
not anything like These Hoes Ain't Loyal. It's really not.
To be fair, Loyal was actually an alright song, but it could have been a lot better.
Fine by Me was actually a pretty decent song because it's more of a case. Fine by Me is a case where he's basically saying she's using me. I don't care. Like, and I'm like, God, that mindset is just interesting. It's a lot more interesting than what you normally do. So again, probably a case. Anyway, let's move on.
Never Forget You by Zara Larson. Oh god. You want to start with this one? Because I got stuff.
Don't forget about the feature artist, Monique. You know that guy?
Yeah. No.
So what's your stuff?
Okay. In the most basic that I can put it, the EDM drop sucks, and both the artists sound like they're on fucking Xanax or something. You know, it's okay. Zara just sounds like yet another fucking Rihanna clone, which I'm fucking tired of. Minek doesn't have that great of a singing voice, and the attitude that goes with it just doesn't fucking work with that. It's just there's no style, there's no substance. I don't know how the fuck it's at 22.
In my case, because first of all, the EDM drop would work much better in a different song.
I don't like it just in general.
I really want to like this song, but I just can't bring myself to like it. I want to. I actually want to like this song, but I don't. Like, I'm trying to find things that are really good, but no.
No, like, the song could have been... I think I wanted to hear a cover of this. I want to hear a cover of this, because I think the biggest... Like, I mean, I don't like the EDM drop in general, but I feel like if it was not the two people who are singing in this song, I feel like it might be better. I feel like it might actually be tolerable. So I want to hear a cover of this song. I want to go out and listen to a cover.
Next up we have Piece by Piece.
All right, this is a very I'm just gonna read off my notes here. This is a very safe Clarkson song at first glance. It sounds like another I'm a Strong Woman song until you actually listen to its admittedly lazy chorus. And that's when you realize it's a song about her father leaving her. The writing is probably the worst thing about this song, but I'm actually really impressed with her for actually steering away from the whole I'm an independent, strong woman song that we have grown to expect from Kelly Clarkson.
I will say this. I also, for the majority of my childhood, grew up without a father. So I might be a little biased when I say that. I might be a little bit biased when I say that I like the song. But the thing that really bothers me is that goddamn pitch shift with the piece by piece. I'm like,
no,
that sounds so stupid.
I didn't grow up with
That's the one thing that I really didn't like about the song. That's the one thing I didn't like. And I'm admitting that there may be biased in terms of me liking the writing.
I don't know. I didn't grow up with a father either. It's just still like I feel like the writing is lazy. That's the worst part about it. I mean, the idea behind it is amazing. I always love it when it works. But I don't feel like this one really worked. I'm just proud that she's steered away from her normal. Alright. Fifth Harmony.
Let me read you the entirety of my notes. Let me read you the entirety of my notes here. This is becoming a pattern, isn't it? Here's the entirety of my notes on this song. I'm reviewing this piece of shit.
Would you want me to join you? Because after all, I'm putting you I'm putting you into some really awful territory. Should I repay the debt? Because I'm probably am thinking the same thing that you are. Just to give you an idea, the first 7 words of my notes on this song is ew, no, 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 No.
Okay, here's the thing. I would, but I'm pretty sure that what I have planned for the next episode is repayment to you. So.
All right, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Anyway, I don't think I'm really gonna go too much into detail just in case.
Mhm.
We'll see though. We'll see. All right, and finally, Meghan Trainor. What the fuck? Holy crap! No is an amazing song.
Remember when I said that she can be unique without doing this whole doo-wop thing as a gimmick? This is what I was fucking talking about.
Well, I mean, she's always kind of had this thing, you know, where she brings in old styles to new generations. The doo-wop was just the most recent and the most popular.
This sounds very sort of 80s to 90s, even early 2000s a little bit pop, you know?
Yeah, no, definitely. She's great at bringing these old styles into new things. She even did contemporary, like, prior to this. Like, in 2011, she did adult contemporary, which at the time of 2011 was not popular. But
and Bruno Mars does the same thing. Oh my god, a collaboration between Meghan Trainor and Bruno Mars would have the potential. Great. Has the potential to be amazing.
Make sure it's 70s disco, but please do it. Fuck yeah. No, this is what I love about Meghan Trainor. This is why I'm such a big Meghan Trainor fan.
It doesn't even have to be 70s disco. Have you heard Bruno Mars do so many different genres?
Yes, but let's face it, he is much better when he's doing he's doing funk.
He's really good.
He's much better.
He's really good at doing funk and soul and stuff. Absolutely. My only slight complaint about this song is that it's a little bit repetitive. A little bit. You can't really fault me for that. But I also can't really fault her for that because it's basically extending saying the word no to how long throughout the song? Like 3.5 minutes of the word no, basically? Yeah.
Yeah, no,
I'm telling you no, and other people should tell people no when they're trying to run game. Also, Meghan does a good job of playing a massive bitch.
You know, definitely.
Yeah, Meghan is really good at being a bitch.
if this is the direction her songs will be taking for her next album or this next year or so, color me hyped.
Yes, she's like anti-Adele. Like at this point, she is straight up anti-Adele.
All right, and now we promised this 2 weeks ago. We're gonna give it to you. Blues Traveler top 5, and Boone's got a lot more than 5.
I have 7. But there's the possibility for some crossover on yours with like 2 of yours that I don't already know about. So
yeah, we looked at our list earlier this week, and
when you had 3 and I had 7, I'm like, okay, there's no crossover in these, so I don't have to look for any more.
Yeah,
because I have 7. So even if your other 2 cross over with mine, I don't have to find anything else. So
yeah, no. So yeah, no. Apparently, like Boone really liked Blues Traveler. It seems. I personally, I was just trying to look for the ones I thought were the best. I mean, fuck, Blues Traveler, you're gonna be pushed to find some really bad ones. But I was looking for the ones that I thought were the best. And the ones that I thought were the best were, of course, Hook and the Mountains Win Again, probably the Blues Traveler most famous songs. Hook is just a fun song that challenges conventional songwriting and parodying conventional songwriting at the same time. The Mountains Win Again is just one of those songs that you could wind up having 2 people questioning what it's actually about. But I feel like it's more trying to be the ramblings of a madman.
Yeah, absolutely.
Those 2 are probably definitely the more popular Blues Traveler songs. And then we've got some of the new, like, I got one of the new ones in there. One of their collaborations with Bowling for Soup, with I Know Right, which is just a song that pokes at idiots, which, I mean,
also,
please,
Blues Traveler and Bowling for Soup.
Yeah, no, we don't have enough songs that poke at actual stupid people. I wish there was more. Let's see. You, Me, and Everything is another one. It's a fun song that really encapsulates happiness, pretty much just in a bubble. And then Fallible, a song about politics and how corrupt they are. Enough said. I think all of these had really good writing, really good direction, amazing like instrumentals and stuff like that. And well, yeah, if you are interested in learning about rhythm and blues, check out any of the songs that we were going to talk about in this segment.
So here's the interesting thing: you had no crossover with my list of 7.
All right. Do you want to go down all? Do you want to go down all 7, or like?
I feel like basically what we're gonna end up doing this time is just talking about them briefly, simply because of how long we're. Well, we're not running that long. Never mind.
No, we're not.
So here's all 7 of mine. I picked one that the majority of people are actually going to know more than Hook. This is just simply, one that had more mainstream success. Runaround.
Runaround was good, but I didn't feel like it was good enough to put on mine. But I did like it. I know what you're talking about.
I just felt like part of the reason I would want to put it on here is because more people probably know this, so this would be something to let people know. Hey, you probably know this band and you didn't realize it, because I didn't realize I knew this band.
Yeah, no, definitely.
The only song on my list that was not released as a single, Ivory Tusk. It's one of the few songs on here that goes a little bit on the heavier side, which I like very much, and it's a good song. I recommend checking it out. And if any of you guys have Spotify, all of this that I'm talking about is definitely available on Spotify. So, but anyway, and I'm not 100% sure why I put this on here. To be honest, I don't fully remember. Good job, me. But to be fair, like, I immediately ended up making this list of songs, but it's like, something about the construction of it was very interesting to me, and it just felt a little bit more old school,
Which song?
All in the Groove is also a really good one that I had. So
actually, you know what? I think I know of a song that's more had probably more mainstream audiences to it. And that's the one that they did on the Blues Brothers. Which I don't know if you have on your list or not.
The one that they did on Blues Brothers?
Yeah. Did you not know they were on Blues Brothers 2000? They were on,
Blues Brothers 2000, mind you. But
well, they did a song called "Maybe I'm Wrong," which was all right.
All right. I also had Mountain Cry. Again, this kind of goes into a slightly heavier sound. And again, it's not like Blues Travelers are like always this heavy, but it's that sort of bluesy sound with that heavy sound incorporated into it. I like hearing that.
Yeah.
That's just something that I personally like. And if you're also someone who's into heavier sounds, I'm letting you know, hey, there is something. By the way, the song "But Anyway," I realized part of the reason I put it on here. This was also on the soundtrack to the movie Kingpin.
Yeah, no, see, people probably know this band better than they think.
Yeah, part of my point was, these guys better than you think you do. Defense and Desire, I remember listening to it and thinking, this is really good, and like it's got some sort of dichotomy to the vocals going on there. Carolina Blues is just classic blues, really good.
Definitely. I debated putting that one on my list.
Hurricane featuring 303.
Yeah, no. 303
Not
can make music.
I would not normally be recommending a track that involves 303. I would not normally be the guy to do that.
303 can make music.
Yes,
Which
303 can make music. 303 can make music.
Which
as it
makes
turns
things
out.
like blah 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 and don't trust me all the more infuriating.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
They're competent songwriters.
Like they're actually competent songwriters. Why are they doing this bull crap? Like, Don't Trust Me sounds good, but it's not a good song.
Same thing with Daisy Dukes. Or, like, I don't remember what it's actually called, but I just know it as Daisy Dukes. It's like, nice legs, Daisy Dukes, makes a man go woo woo. Like,
That's
just,
Don't Trust Me. That's actually Don't Trust Me.
That's not Don't Trust Me. That's not. I know Don't Trust Me. I live in Colorado.
Wants to touch me, woo.
No. I'm talking about nice legs, Daisy Dukes, makes a man go woo woo. Like, they do, like, a whistling thing.
Yeah, that's Don't Trust Me.
No, it's Starstruck.
Verse of Trust Me.
It's Starstruck featuring Katy Perry. I just looked it up.
What? No.
Yeah. No, Don't Trust Me is, she wants to touch me, whoa, she wants to love... No, it's not the one that goes, nice legs, Daisy Dukes, makes a man go. But then they actually do a whistle. Like, I didn't do the whistle because, well, voice changer. Here, I'll send what I mean in private chat. Although that's the wrong link. I mean, it's still the right song, but it's the wrong link. I meant to send this one.
Oh yeah, it is. That one goes, I think I should know how. Yeah, that okay. I got the choruses mixed up because they're too fucking similar to each other.
Yeah, no, yeah, it makes songs like that much more infuriating.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, 303, competent songwriters, go figure.
Yeah.
Anyway, is that all of your list?
That is all of my list. That is the 7 songs on my list.
Alright, so you've got our next topic. Let us have it.
Yes, I do. I have our next topic. See, there's really only 15 songs by this group that's... Oh, correction, 16. Well, one's an intro, so 15. So I feel like we could just cover this entire album. So let me give you a little bit of backstory. This group is a collaborative effort between a producer who goes by the name of Spruik and a producer / rapper who goes by the name of Spruik, and a rapper who goes by the name of, I believe he called himself The Innovator. But most know him better as Patrick Chapin. Now, Doodle, I'm guessing you don't know who Patrick Chapin is.
Name sounds familiar, but I don't think I've actually listened to anything or cared about what he does. But the name does sound familiar.
Well, let me tell you what Patrick Chapin is more well known for. Patrick Chapin, in 2014, won Pro Tour Atlanta in Magic the Gathering. And he's also been at multiple world championships, getting second place at both world championships he went to, actually. And he is, a long-time pro. His first pro tour was in 1997. In 2000, this album came out in 2011, and it is named after the duo, and the duo's name is The Gathering. THAGATHERIN. It is a rap album about Magic the Gathering.
That's not payback. That's not payback for what you're going through this week.
Are you
But-
sure?
No, I'm pretty certain. No. Even no matter how bad it is, it's not.
You haven't heard
punishment.
Still Had All D's if you think that, but no, I guess the song isn't. I guess the album isn't that bad, but still, I guess my payback will be more incremental.
There's only 10 songs, or how many did you
No,
say?
there are 15 songs, and I figured we could just go ahead and do the whole album.
All right. Well, that's the show. We still don't have a wrap-up song, and we don't have like an intro song. So, yeah.
I'm looking forward to reviewing this album with you in 2 weeks.
Yep. And I'm willing to put you through the Slim Shady show on Saturday. I think that's a good place to